What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. PayPal link there also asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks, everybody, for supporting. This video is entitled, If Dad Did It, Would It Be Wrong? So with the Alicia Keys things, T.I. thing, let's put this hypothetical out there. I said this a little bit before. So if mom can take a 4-year-old son to get his nails painted, and that's because you're trying to master, he could be feminine and masculine. Okay, so if dad took his daughter, his 4-year-old daughter, to the barbershop and got her a fade so she can be comfortable with her masculine and her feminine, if dad did it, would it be okay? You know, when mom teaches the daughter, don't you never depend on no man. Go to school, get a good education, so you never depend on a man. And even with the daughters, when they say, you know, these boys ain't no good. So if dad turned around and say, son, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna teach you all these skills so you'll never have to deal with a woman, because all these women are no good. And would that be okay? Because see, when men do something, it's labeled, what we're doing is wrong. So if we do this, the very same thing, is it wrong? You know, if the men are running around trying to teach their daughters to be gender neutral and master your, I need you to help teach you your masculinity and forget your femininity. If a father hardens his daughter, is that wrong? If he decides, I'm gonna buy my daughter, you know, sneakers, jeans, you know, hoodies, I'm gonna make my son as boyish as possible. Is that wrong? Because if these mothers make their sons as feminine as possible, is that wrong? You know, they seem like that's not wrong. It's okay, you know. If the fathers would do things like, you know what, I got a daughter and she doesn't need her mother to learn how to be a woman. You know, the society and the community will come together and teach her how to be a lady, but right now, I'm going to teach you all the manly stuff I know. Would that be wrong? Would that be a flawed expectation? Like, you know, my son don't need my son really don't need a father. I got, you know, a family and a community, and there's men along the way that can mentor him. But, you know, like I said, if a father did it, would it be wrong? You know, if the men, how can I put this? If the men taught the women, if the fathers taught their daughters to find a man that she could take care of, while at the same time being independent, would that be wrong? Because the flip side of that is what? Teaching the daughters you don't have to depend on no man, but if all else fails, men need to do stuff for you. You know, would it be wrong? If fathers were to teach their sons, you know, to be gender neutral, would that be wrong? Son, you need to master your femininity, son. You know, would that be wrong? Be in touch with your feminine side. Just saying. Would that be wrong? You know, if dad did it, it had to be right. I mean, just like when the Alicia Keys situation and with the even with the Gabrielle Union situation, Gabrielle Union, you notice with the daughter, she's not trying to make the daughter a boy. She's trying to make the daughter a girl. But stepson could be on the fence. Get what I'm saying? So would it be wrong if dad did that? Would it be wrong if dad make his daughter a boy, but and his son, I want you to be a manly man? Would that be wrong? You know what I'm saying? Would you say, wait a minute? So you want your girl to be boyish, but you want your boy to be a man? How this gonna work? Would you say that? Would it be wrong if you demonized every girl? Or if you demonized every girl to the point you made sure if a dad demonized women to the point that he didn't want his daughter to be a woman, would that be wrong? Women are no good. Women, you don't want to be like your no good mama. Women just ain't gonna make it. Women are just not this. Women just not that. Put on these Jordans. Would that be wrong? You know, to raise a daughter to not know that she's not comfortable wearing a dress, heels, a regular bra, putting on makeup, would that be wrong? You get what I'm saying? If dad did it, would it be wrong? You know, using the T.I. situation. Like think about it. It's wrong if he checks on his daughter's virginity. Is it wrong if a mother checks on her son's virginity? Is that wrong? Is it different? You see, they both parents. You know, if you switch the gender of the parents and the gender of the child, is it still wrong? You want to talk about double standards? I ain't talking about double standards between boys and girls. I'm talking about a double standard between parenting. Yeah, are men and women different? Absolutely. But is right and wrong different? In certain circumstances, no. Right and wrong is just right and wrong. You know, but we act like it's not. Would it be wrong if dads and the family had all this money and support set aside for the son, but left the daughters to fend for themselves? Would that be wrong? Because, you know, when the family comes together to make sure the daughters go to school and get an education and get her a car and get her this and that thing, that's not wrong. And the son just got to do whatever the son got to do. Damn. Would that be wrong? At the end of the day, you got to ask the question. You know, for some of us, it is. For some of us, it ain't. You know, is it wrong if, you know, how can I say, if your son dresses like Pharrell because, you know, you want to, he shows up at 16-year-olds with blonde hair and a yellow coat that look like a dress, is that okay? Is that the man you wanted him to be? Because if dads did that, would that be cool? You know, just asking. If dad did it, would it be wrong? You know, I'm glad, like, the woman that got in trouble for beating her kid at the school, if a father did that, he would definitely be wrong. Right? He would definitely be wrong. But, you know, would it be wrong if a dad told a child not to listen to their mama? You know, I know what your mama said, but you ain't got to listen to her. She ain't nobody. You know, your mama and your mama's family, they're not good people. If a dad said that, would that be wrong? If a dad told, you know, a mother, you can only be in this child's life when I want you to be. And then when I don't want you to be, we don't need you. Would that be wrong if dads did it? Because all of this stuff comes into play in life in general, and it's like, okay, you know, nobody's putting this stuff, looking at it objectively. Because if we look at it objectively, it makes absolutely no sense if you just switch roles. But that's what I think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.